similar problem that you guys talking about. I almost never made it to school because all the private loans are actually stepping down, they're stepping out of the game. The Cali Farm, government of Cali Farm, they took away the unsubsidized loan, which was very beneficial to poor urban students like me that needed this extra help. So now I'm only depending on the subsidized loan plus a private lender, which is the government private lender. And so my credit was a bit shaky. So and I did not get accepted for the loan, and but and my school told me they couldn't do anything to help me, even though I was almost at the end of finishing my, of completing my thesis. And so it was it was a it was a season of hell for me because I don't know where to get the money to pay all the people that I owe, all the creditors that I owe money. So, but when there is a will, there is a way. So I really like knew this is gonna work out. So I looked for solution everywhere I could find, and thank God I made it work, you know. And so, but I knew there are a lot of people in that same predicament right now as I'm talking to you who are depending on all these aids or all the student aid loans where they are no longer at the disposal, they're no longer available. So they end up being on the street or end up getting a low paying job with master degrees and BA, bachelor degrees, and not getting anywhere, really.
Now, you said you had to find your way. We sing a song in church, making a way out of nowhere. How did you find your way?
Well, God is great. God is great because I tell you this. Sometimes you don't know where the help's going to come from, but you really, really have to let go of the outcome and say, do what you got to do. And whatever that is, like you wake, the same way you wake up every day, like everything's going well, you wake up that same way. Like it's no different because regardless, it's going to be the same time you are using or wasting, whatever. So it's up to you to know how to use it.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think I knew that back then. I realized that's what it was, that I needed to do. It was an obstacle. So for me, obstacle mean opportunity too. Down the road, it means opportunity because it opened my eyes to see the system, like things that I didn't see before, how they deal with it. And you know what? It opened my heart to also see frames that were available for help and those were not available, and those who were there for me and those who weren't. So it really it was a blessing in disguise because it really opened up a whole vista of new, fresh perspective, like that were not going to be available to me if I was just everything was going like I was just.
So what I hear you saying is it's something today's achievers, and many are from Africa. They see a series of puzzles that they solve and learn. Those who are stopped by these challenges, they define them as problems, and pretty soon you're just waiting.
No, you cannot. Never. You can never do that. Never in life, because life is your right. And to live and breathe, you can pay me. You can pay that for me. All the money in the world, you can't pay that. You can buy life. Life is given to you. Is really a blessing. So every day I live, I consider life to be my right, my divine right. I breathe, and when I don't have that right when I no longer have that right, then whoever breathes life into me has the right to take that back. So I believe in that deeply. But as long as I have that breath of life, I'm gonna live and make the most of it. And at every moment that I live, every day of my life, this is that's my philosophy.
Your foundation is in your spiritual game.
Yes, it is. It is, and that's where it's at. It's never nowhere. It's not in your bank account. It's not in your. It's not with your girlfriend or because she can leave you. It's not with your friend because your friend can betray you. It's not. It's within your soul. Is that's where it's at. That's your best friend. And I believe that that's where your best friend is where everything is at.
But and sometimes we're talking about the challenge of living New Testament values in an Old Testament world, which is what we've been talking about, those kinds of experiences. I remember I was in college. It was a predominantly white college.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend Conyas, and he was studying engineering, which is what we were talking about when you walked in. And I was asking him how he was being treated by his classmates. And he said, when I'm the only one in the room, they'll come and ask me because they know I'm good at what I do. But let one more European American walk in the room, all of a sudden they turn their back and walk away. And I saw a group of them, and I thought, I could beg entry into that conversation, but I'm not a poor man, so I don't beg. And that's helped me. And that was one of the most valuable lessons I got in college. That grounding.
It's it also comes with tremendous love for life. You know when you have a tremendous love.
So what are you doing now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, I was doing some location scouting for basically for the short film that I'm working on. And so that's why I am in the area and looking around and trying to find places that I don't have to see no cops stopping me from shooting.
So
I know. Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to, I have subway that I need to shoot because the short film I'm working on is a piece about the homeless guy who's trying to survive. He has great human qualities, but he just finds certain situations beyond his control. So so he's really, he's like anybody else. You live in the street, but you got hopes and dreams. So that's the story about this guy I'm trying to shoot in, and a little love story connected to it too. Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
And that's a true story because I tell you this, myself, I was once homeless, and when I was homeless, I wasn't hopeless. So I felt, and there was this beautiful woman I met at the park as I was just relaxing. I had nowhere to go. And, she came and sat down, and she must have said, "You're having a hard day today." I was like, "No, just she didn't want to talk." But I was like, "That's okay." But, for some reason, she started to lighten up. I don't know how, but, and we had this really very constructive conversation. And I spoke to her today, 4 years later, I spoke to her today. And she told me, this is what she told me. She said, she's a producer. She's a producer for a movie company. She told me, you really inspire me. Your experiences, what you've been through, and how you really dealt with it. And the way you carry yourself in the midst of the thing, that really, 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 I can. She told me that today. I spoke to her. Her name is Erica. And I said, you know what? I don't need $1 million. Just need that word. But I need that extra love, man, to feed my soul. If you give it to me, I wouldn't take it because I don't need it. That's what I need. I need people that value other people for who they are. Yeah, listen, that's priceless. That's what I mean. It's priceless. You can put nothing. You can put a price on that. You cannot. Those things that are really those are the soul of life. Like you cannot. If you don't know how happy you are, you got good people around you, good friends, and that's what life's about. Yeah, yeah. So this is great, man. And everything connects. It's weird, but everything connects. Like I woke up this morning, everything connects. Like it's kind of weird.
So we were talking about
Everything connects.
something about you, and you show up.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's divine order. It's divine order. It's all
We're just finished talking about the whole incident of education.
and
You just walked
Yeah, and that's how I learned too. I walk around like a detective too. Yeah, I do. I'm a social detective. You know, yeah, something told me to walk in here. I was like looking at a picture. I'm like, come in. I mean, I was like, well, but
You know who used to live on your block in the park? 50 years ago, in the park, on your block. Nick Ashford was living in the park, and he met Valerie Simpson, and the rest is history. They wrote the greatest songs of both County Cool.
Yeah, I used to sleep in the park too.
He did too.
Yeah, I slept in the park in the morning, in the daytime, because I was too afraid to sit at night there in the park.
Yeah.
I slept in the daytime, and I used every other places I could find.
How did you get here?
Me, well, it's a long story. My father used to live here a long time ago, so that's how I got here. And so they invited me over and gave me the opportunity to go to school, and that's how I got here. But then the rest is history. Now I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 34. Yeah.
So the first weekend of the month.
My name is Lasana, by the way.
Craig.
Lasana. Lasana.
Tomorrow.
Lasana. Nice to meet you.
Alex.
Yeah. On the first weekend, if you go to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Art Museum, there's a show. Who is that? El Anufe? El? Yeah. He's Ghanaian, but he studied in Europe and he's living in Nigeria, and he made this art out of beer cans. Beer cans, bottle tops. Yeah, I do. And so on the first Saturday
Of every month.
admission is free at the Brooklyn Art Museum.
Brooklyn Art Museum. First Saturday? Okay, I know about that. Yeah, I think I can remember that.
Yeah.
First Saturday, Brooklyn Museum, I do that.
I'll pull up.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll show you that.
I don't have any. I do
So you're gonna be doing films for the rest of
My life,
yeah, in a way.
only God knows. But I hope that
So this will be the first
no, that's not the first. I did few
Oh, you got it.
okay.
This is what.
Oh,
the rest of it is
It's like hanging in second grade, but it's only with
of what? Of bottles of beer.
beer tops or
Of the kind of hang, the kind of hanging.
they're hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
It could be beer tops, it could be tops
Wow.
of cans.
So you're shooting film or video?
No, I'm shooting video. I'm shooting in a HD video.
Yeah. The bottle cans.
Yeah, I see. And then there's a small little HD video. You know, they come out pretty good.
Mhm.
Kind of hanging in there, you know. Yeah.
The few pieces of metal.
Yeah.
That's what he turned into.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it alone. He has like all these people working with him, so it's a collective effort.